The Lady or the Tiger. There's a short story, The Lady or the Tiger, by Frank Stockton. And in this story, it happens in a fictional kingdom where the king is sort of a, you could call it semi-barbaric. Anyway, the king built an arena where those who are individuals who are accused of a crime, they will meet their fate. They are choosing between two doors. So behind one door is a hungry tiger, man-eating and all that, ready to eat. And behind the other door is a beautiful woman, which the accused one is supposed to marry at once, depending on his level and so on. In this kingdom, there seem to be only men. There seem to be only men who's guilty of crimes, and nobody knows which doors leads to what. Not even the king. And so it's the choice of the person who will decide if he's guilty or not, or if he gets his punishment or not. So and all the people in kingdom are watching this spectacle from, well, they're all watching it. The king has a daughter who falls in love with a young suitor. The king finds out and throws the suitor in jail. He is then sent to the arena to choose his fate. The king's daughter finds out which door leads to the maiden, and when the day that her lover will go to the trial, she gives him a sign that he should pick the door on the right. And then the story ends with a question: which came out of the open door? The lady or the tiger? So here's the dilemma. If the princess tells a suitor to open the door that leads to the tiger, he will die a violent death. However, he will never love anyone other than the princess. And if the princess tells the suitor to love the door of the beautiful maiden, he will live, only to marry another. And either way, the princess will lose. So, in a world of, well, I think that if the lady really loves the prince, she will choose him to go with the maiden. And of course, she will not be around to do something about it. She will have to live with the loss of her lover. So the question is it easier for her to live with him killed by the tiger, or being together with another maiden? Jealousy is an accepted behavior in our society. And you could say that the proof of my love is that I'm ready to hurt myself and to jump out the window. And for me, that is not a very efficient way of proving love. And love is something in a way that can be proven. There is something unexplainable about it. You can only see signs of love. You can never see a proof of love. Jealousy, of course, what is good about jealousy? It gives you a sign that something is happening. Something emotionally important is happening. Now, that might be because of the person outside, or it might be because of something happening inside of you. So, jealousy, if we define that as the pain of seeing your loved one loving and being loved by somebody else, then we can look at that. It's insecurity. I'm not good enough. there will be nobody else for me. I have failed. So, and that puts your mind into a situation of fear. And very often when we are in a situation of fear, we limit. Our worldview is limited. Fear. And very often the situation is, I must attack or I must run away. And this can happen when, as a reaction to seeing your loved one being loved by somebody else, or loving somebody else. If you're looking at this and trying to reframe it a little bit, there is a word that is called compersion. And what is compersion? It is the happiness of seeing your loved one loving and or being loved by somebody else. So I said and or, it's and being loved by somebody else, because if it's only one way, it's not so dangerous, I think, as if it's really, for a lot of people, seeing your loved one with another one strikes, goes deep down inside. Another word for this is frably, and that is to describe the feeling of like champagne going up the spine. And I've seen my one of my girlfriends falling into love, and seeing the beauty of that one, and it's hard to explain exactly, because it's not a sexual pleasure of being excited. It's not necessarily erotic, not at all. It's more maybe like seeing a friend succeeding in doing something, or maybe if you have children, when they are playing well with other children, you sense this happiness. Compersion was a constructed word in the 1970s by the Charista community, and I think it's amazing that it's taken so long for humanity to find another word which is the opposite of jealousy. The word has some origins from the Amazons, where you have a tribe, and it's not always easy to know who the father is, but it's usually easy to know who the mother is. And then the fathers would be compère. It's a French word which means like father. So it's this idea of being together in that sense that's implied by the word. You'll find more about it on the etymological explanation. The word is an important part of reframing from seeing the fear and insecurity into looking at it as something that gives you pleasure, something that makes you feel good. So, again, homework if you want it. The only thing you might gain is a little bit more knowledge about yourself. What is your experiences about jealousy? Can you give some examples that have been positive in your relationships? And I would like also for you to take a look at compersion. And do you have any examples of compersions in your relationships? Experiences, examples, happenings? So look at these two words, jealousy, compersion, and have a look at what they mean for you. Next week we will take a look at another theme. It's violence and abuse.